This is your life and you'll speak your truth within it. This life of yours is going to elevate itself to compassions of thought that manifest themselves into multiple aspects of wealth or abundance or energy, resuscitating itself through and through. The withdrawals will be you tapping into other portals and bringing in the experiences within your present moment at this very now. Yes, chosen one, welcome to your new life. Your new life that encompasses you with greatness. A life that charms you into pursuing things that elevate you to other aspects of greatness within you, Leparalak. Yes, sometimes my mouth just narrates words or verbiages that I don't understand myself. It just goes on and on. It's like this part of myself has a memory of its own. It has an essence of its own. It's like every other being that comes within me sees that Boipelo can speak on our behalf. And so they have themselves within me, Leparalak. And they keep doing this, chosen one. They keep using me to speak like this in the early mornings. I hear the birds chirping, Leparalak. You know, things like this. But I speak on your behalf because you call on to me too. You connect with these messages too. You bring these messages out of me to speak on your behalf because that is my rite of passage for all of us, Leparalak. I am speaking on behalf of everyone right now that is living this quiet life, this life of enchantment, this life of connections, this life where you feel like a book yourself when you finally connect to who you truly are. This life where you finally hear the ethereal gossip in between, but you just prefer to treat it the same as you treat it in the outside world. You just ignore it. And others may talk about it, but you just let it pass through. It might carouse the mental in a way, but sometimes it just acts on itself and it gives you these little nuggets that pleasure you when you are in your state, Lepar. I've come to discover that sometimes in this very age, all of us are researching how to cope with the gender we are given. Yes. And then we wake up and start to cope with the being we are given. You understand? So it's just the transition of our focus of self, Lepara. That's all. That's all. The first identification you make with yourself in the world is not your mother. It is with your body. You realize you have a mouth. And then this mouth feels great when you put something in it. And then you start putting your thumb as a child. Because the tingling sensation on your gums is fascinating. You remember the feeling you used to get on your gums when you play with your tongue as a child. You remember that feeling when you were 1 year old, when your teeth were not even there. Can you still remember the feeling of numbness in between? How much space you had within your gums? You see, I can tap into those memories because they are still there. You just stop giving them life. Give them your energy, like resuscitate that part of yourself and realize that you knew nothing. You knew no names. You were an explorer. Everything was amazing. Your root center was there. You believed in this world. You loved exploring it. You were exploring the gender too. Yes, you'd suck on your mommy's titty, Leparalak. It was a nice feeling. It was no different to your thumb except that there was something that was palatable to you. Something more savory-like. Sweet-like. Your mother's milk, chosen ones. The way it would pass down your throat, it felt so nice as an infant, didn't it? You kept on sucking and grabbing. You kept on... Have you seen babies and infants, Lepara? The way they cling onto their mother for dear life. When it's time to feed or sleep. You remember that security you felt. Yes. Whatever dominant energy you were carrying within, it is still the energy that still resonates with you now. It's just covered up by a lot of stuff. You were free, Leparalaga. You knew your needs, Leparalaga. You knew them without even asking questions. You were just being, chosen ones. The best part of you was when you didn't have a language. I'll be honest. Because language, as much as they say it's flexible like English, right? It still cannot explain certain things we feel. We must come up with words and then define the words using other definitions from other definitions that come from other definitions. Because English is just definitions over definitions over definitions. For instance, if you want to know which words are processes, all you have to do is look at words that end with ION. Communication. It comes from communicate. Participation. It comes from participate. You understand? It will almost sound like I'm rapping, but you understand. Words that end with TION or SION describe processes, Leparalag. A process of talking, understandings, which is communication. It's a process. To teleport is like singular. Teleportation, it is a process of teleporting somewhere. You understand? So anytime something ends with ION, now you have the hack to see it for what it is. And this is what makes rap and poetry interesting. You dive into these things because you're trying to figure out how to explain the being you are living in, le paralag. And words, as I said, because of this knowing of yours, words are just things that keep you there. They can never really quantify the way you truly feel, le paralag. I've read the Hermetic laws, Gnostic ways of living, and I was like, nah. These words are limiting what we truly feel because that's all we know. We know these words. We're trying to find the meaning behind words instead of the meaning we had as a baby, that it's best to pay attention to your natural self. It's best to pay attention to your natural self, le paralag. Can you go back to that state of being where you knew no words, you knew only vowels? And you knew only action. Like your feminine and your masculine were very balanced. You would walk towards things and still express your energy going towards that thing. Like you would see a toy on the floor. Because that toy has wandered to you in some form, you would get up or try to push yourself to that toy or cry for it. But you'll express both energies. Like you will express the action, the masculine, and express the emotion. Like you would want to move but smile as you're going towards it, or laughing, like you are laughing while walking. The feminine is laughing, the masculine is walking. You understand? You were balanced as a baby, le paralag, because you didn't know any words. Now as an adult, let me tell you how many of us flop ourselves. Now as an adult, chosen one, you yearn for something and you type it out. Your whole body has no feeling. You didn't express the feeling. You expressed only the masculine side. You typed something with your fingers. That's a masculine act. You didn't laugh before you typed something. You didn't smile or walk or you didn't show any feministic happiness towards your desire. You just typed it out and ordered it, and you got up and only smiled with the person who delivered it. But the initial idea was not initiated by your energy, which is why maybe you might not get the best meal. You might open your package and then find that they've mixed up things and the driver is gone. Now you have to complain on the app, wait a few days to receive a call and a discount or your product back, things like this. But what if you could have been like a baby, saw what you loved and then said, woo, like express some feminine trigger while acting and typing on your product? Could those two balanced energies help the occasion of your presence, le paralag? Because when you act on your proposal, le paralag, you must play the archetype that truly leads to you achieving and living the degree of your dreams, chosen one. You must. Otherwise, you'll be parading yourself in a false illusion because you truly don't believe. For instance, 2 minutes left, right? For instance, you have something in you that makes you connect to realities. It's not just your energy centers, le paralag. The reason they say there's a balance, they mean it. You're not just an angry guy, you are also a happy guy. You understand? You are two things, but can you balance those? Because you are dangerous. All humans are dangerous. You see it in movies when they express documentaries of zombies. The human mind can kill if it was triggered in the right way. Psychological warfare, biochemical warfare, these things are real, le paralag. So I'm just saying that, how do you connect to portals? How do you tap into them and balance yourself? That is the journey of being in your sovereign being, because you're done living in your gender. This is why you can say you are a lesbian, you are gay and such, or metrosexual, or whatever label you give yourself with your energy, matching it with your gender. Because these labels come from you matching your internal dominant energy and your physical presence. That's why you have these names for them. You are balancing them out with this name. Like, guys, I'm a woman gender-wise, but I'm a man inside. Lesbian. That's a label that encompasses those two balances of dualities. Guys, I'm a man outside, but I'm a woman inside. Gay. That's a label to combine those two dualities within. But it can go deeper than that if you explore. All I'm saying is, chosen ones, that the way you balance yourself will be restricted to a word. But it's not truly who you are. You just found a word that at least matches with who you think you are. And that's what being sovereign is about. You're uncovering what you think you are not and what you think you are, all at the same time. Like for me, as I said, I called it multi-nieces because I can become anything I want. So I'll be multi-disciplined in some regard. That's a framework for me to understand where I am in my life. What about you? Loyal Paralag.